The night shift at Earth's South Frontier spaceport was usually silent, and Jay liked it that way. He sat alone in the small control room, drinking cheap tea and watching the bright landing pads through thick glass. At this hour, no ships came. No visitors. No noise. Only the soft hum of machines and the distant city lights glowing like tired stars. Jay stretched his arms and checked the time. 2:47 a.m. Just a few more hours, he whispered to himself. Then the lights flickered. At first, Jay thought it was a normal power glitch. The old spaceport had many problems. But then the entire control panel went black for 3 seconds, every screen, every sensor, every system. Total darkness. When the lights returned, an alarm beeped. Unauthorized landing detected. Pad 09. Jay sat up straight. That can't be right, he said. No flights were scheduled. No ships were allowed tonight. And Pad 09 had been closed for months. He grabbed his coat and hurried down the metal stairs to the observation deck. When he looked out the large window, his breath caught in his throat. Something was landing. Not a human ship. Not any ship he recognized. It moved like a shadow, smooth and silent, almost floating down instead of landing. Its dark metal hull shimmered with purple patterns that shifted like living skin. Jay felt a cold wave of fear. This is bad, really bad. He reached for the emergency alarm. But before he could press it, the power flickered again, this time only in the control room above him. The alarm system shut down. Then the ship's ramp slowly opened. 3 tall figures stepped out. They were thin, but not weak. Their skin was silver blue, glowing softly under the landing lights. Their eyes were too large, too bright, like polished glass reflecting galaxies. They wore no armor, no weapons, only long dark suits that looked grown instead of stitched. Jay froze where he stood. One of them raised a hand. Not threatening. Just greeting. A moment later, Jay heard a voice inside his mind. Not loud. Not painful. Just there. Do not fear, human. We come without harm. Jay stumbled backward. Telepathy? This is impossible. Aliens don't just show up. The 3 figures walked closer, moving like they were floating an inch above the ground. When they reached the bottom of the pad, the tallest one stepped forward. Jay's heart pounded. Stop. Don't come any closer, he shouted, trying to sound brave. The tallest alien lowered his head respectfully. We cannot pay for the tickets, human, the voice said again inside Jay's mind. But we can offer something greater. Jay blinked. Tickets? What tickets? The alien looked at the sky, as if searching for something far away. We need safe passage through your space territory, the voice explained. Your kind controls this region. You have rules. You have prices. We have no currency that humans accept. Jay stared. Aliens asking him for help? He wasn't a captain. He wasn't an officer. He was just a night shift worker with too much tea and not enough sleep. Why me? He asked. The tall alien placed a hand on his own chest. Because you are awake when others sleep. You listen. You question. Humans who work in the dark often understand danger best. Jay swallowed hard. Well, I don't control anything. I can't just let you pass. There are protocols. I have to report you. The alien's glowing eyes dimmed, like a sad light. If you report us, we die. That sentence hit Jay like a punch. What do you mean? Who's after you? The alien gestured toward the sky again. A hunter. A destroyer. We call him the Harvester. He searches for us. If he finds us here, this spaceport will fall. Your life, and the lives of your people, will be in danger. Jay felt his stomach twist. Then you should leave, he whispered. We cannot, the alien replied. Our ship is damaged. We used the last of our energy to land here. Jay inhaled slowly. Everything felt unreal. A damaged alien ship. A dangerous hunter. A warning that Earth could be pulled into something deadly. And they were asking him for help. He looked at the three aliens again. They didn't look like soldiers. They didn't look like invaders. They looked tired, wounded, desperate. "What can you offer me?" Jay asked quietly. He didn't mean to sound greedy, but he needed something, anything, to justify taking such a risk. The alien leader lifted his hand. A small sphere of light floated above his palm. Inside it, shapes and symbols moved like tiny stars. "Knowledge," the alien said. "Ideas older than your world. Secrets your species has not yet imagined. We offer something greater than currency. Something greater than tickets." Jay stared at the glowing sphere. It pulsed softly, like a heartbeat. "What kind of knowledge?" he asked. The alien's voice echoed clearly now. "Knowledge that can change your future." A cold breeze brushed Jay's neck. He turned quickly toward the dark sky. For a moment, he thought he saw another shape far above, something large, something watching. The aliens all looked up too. Their leader whispered into Jay's mind. "We have little time, human. The harvester is near." The night grew silent. Jay's decision could save them, or doom them all. Jay's heartbeat was still loud in his ears as he stepped back from the aliens. The cool night air felt heavier, like something unseen was pressing down on the spaceport. The alien leader, Varu, turned his glowing eyes toward the sky again. His voice echoed inside Jay's mind. "The harvester's scout ship has entered orbit. He searches for us." Jay felt a chill creep through his back. "What does he want with you?" Varu did not speak aloud. His voice came like a soft wind in Jay's thoughts. "He wants control. Our people carry knowledge he fears. Knowledge he wants to destroy." Jay swallowed. "And you brought that danger to Earth?" Varu bowed his head. "We brought hope. If you help us escape, he will lose our trail." Jay wasn't sure if hope was the right word. But he could see something honest in the alien's expression, fear mixed with trust. These beings were not here to fight. A deep rumble suddenly echoed across the spaceport. Jay turned sharply. Far in the distance, bright red lights flickered on the scanner tower, lights that only activated when something massive entered atmosphere space. Something else was coming. Jay felt panic rise. He looked at Varu. "Is that him?" Varu's eyes dimmed. "No. Not him. His hunters." Before Jay could speak, a loud metallic thump shook the ground. Then another. And another. Heavy footsteps. Coming from the far end of the landing field. Jay dropped to one knee and peeked behind a fuel tank. The aliens crouched beside him, perfectly silent. A dark shape appeared between the landing pads, a tall armored figure with glowing red lines across its body. Its helmet had no face, only a burning red slit shaped like a single eye. Jay whispered, "Is that a soldier?" Vera's voice trembled inside Jay's mind. "A tracker. A creature bred only to hunt." The tracker scanned the area with a deep robotic hum. It stopped. Turned. And walked straight toward Pad 09. Jay's breath froze. "What do we do?" he hissed. Vero placed a hand on Jay's arm gently. "We trust the human instinct." Jay blinked. "What does that mean?" "You improvise." Jay looked around quickly. The spaceport was mostly dark. Most systems were offline because of the earlier power glitch, probably caused by the alien ship. But one thing still worked: cargo loading drones. Four bulky drones rested on their charging rails a short distance away. Jay had used them many times to move crates, fuel tanks, and equipment. They weren't weapons, but they were fast and loud. Loud might be enough, Jay thought. He crawled toward the maintenance panel, staying low. The aliens followed quietly. The tracker's footsteps grew closer. Clank. 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 Jay typed fast on the manual override panel. Come on, work, please work. A soft beep answered him. The drones powered up. Jay pointed. Run them at full speed across the landing field and loop them around pad 06. Make as much noise as possible. Varu nodded. Your orders are strange, human, but we obey. The aliens sent a telepathic command to the drones. Jay watched as all four lifted off the rails and shot across the landing pads like angry metal insects. The tracker jerked its head toward the sudden noise. The drones screamed across the ground, sparks flying from their wheels. The tracker roared and charged after them, its heavy footsteps booming. Jay exhaled. Okay, that worked, kind of. But then the worst thing happened. The sky cracked open with lightning. A huge ship 10 times larger than Varu's descended through the clouds, glowing with red fire. The spaceport trembled violently. Varu whispered. He is here. The Harvester. Jay felt his stomach drop. What? Already? The giant ship hovered above the spaceport, its shadow swallowing half the landing field. The air grew hotter, like standing too close to a furnace. The aliens pressed their hands to their chest plates, glowing brighter. Our shield is gone. We cannot hide now. Jay looked at the control tower. It's not over. We can still escape. Varu turned to him with disbelief. How? Jay pointed to the cargo tunnels beneath the spaceport. We go underground. The Harvester expects you to run into open space, not into maintenance tunnels. Varu blinked. Human strategy is unpredictable. Jay smirked weakly. That's a nice way to say crazy. Come on. A thunderous blast hit the ground behind them. Jay felt the shockwave throw him forward. He rolled across the cold metal floor, coughing. The Harvester's booming voice echoed from the sky like thunder. Surrender the knowledge. Or burn. Varu grabbed Jay's arm and pulled him up. We must move now. Jay and the aliens ran toward the maintenance hatch. Another explosion lit up the sky. The tracker spotted them again. It roared and charged. Jay slammed the hatch open. Down. Go. The aliens jumped first. Jay followed, pulling the metal door shut above him. The noise outside grew louder. But below, in the dark, the air was quiet. Jay breathed fast. They were safe. For now. Varu touched Jay's shoulder gently. You have saved us twice now, human. Jay shook his head. No. I just delayed the danger. He's still coming. Varu's eyes glowed faint and sad. Then we run together. Until we find your human courage again. In the dark tunnel, Jay realized something. He wasn't just helping aliens anymore. He was stepping into a war humanity didn't even know existed. The tunnels under the spaceport were dark and cold, built long ago for cargo transport. Dust floated like tiny ghosts in the beam of Jay's flashlight. The walls shook with every impact from above, each blast from the Harvester's ship louder than the last. Jay moved quickly, guiding the aliens deeper into the maze of tunnels. Keep close. These old passages twist everywhere. Easy to get lost. Varu followed silently, his glowing eyes dim but focused. The two other aliens walked behind him, weak but determined. Suddenly, a loud metallic crash echoed through the tunnels. Jay froze. Varu lifted his hand. The tracker searches below now. Jay whispered, he came down here? How? The Harvester's soldiers can smell the energy in our bodies. We cannot hide forever. Jay knew panic wouldn't help. Not now. Not when lives, maybe whole worlds, depended on him. They kept moving until they reached the old generator chamber. A huge machine sat in the center, covered in dust and metal vines of cables. Jay's eyes widened. This might actually work. Varu stepped closer. What is this place? A backup shield generator, Jay explained. The spaceport used it years ago for testing. It's old. Damaged. Probably unstable. Varro tilted his head. Then we cannot use it. Jay smiled a little. Exactly why I want to use it. Varro blinked, confused. Jay placed his hands on the machine. If we overload the generator, we can create an energy wave strong enough to knock back the tracker. Maybe even damage the harvester's ship above. Varro shook his head. But such overload could destroy this chamber. You may die. Jay laughed softly. Not bravely, more like someone who understood there was no safe option left. Varro, look. I work here. I know the risks. But if I run now, Earth becomes the next target. If I help you escape, maybe, just maybe, we all survive. Varro stared at him for a long moment, and Jay felt something shift in the alien's expression, respect. Humans choose courage, Varro whispered. Even when fear is stronger. Jay nodded. Let's buy you time. Then help you escape. He opened the generator panel and began rewiring. Sparks jumped from the cables. The old machine hummed like an angry beast waking up. Suddenly, a booming roar echoed from the tunnel entrance. The tracker had found them. Jay spun around as the towering armored creature stepped into the room, its red eye blazing. It growled like metal grinding against metal. Varro and the other aliens stepped in front of Jay. Stay behind us, Varro said. No, Jay whispered. I need time. You three distract it. Varro hesitated. We are not fighters. Jay grinned. Good. Neither am I. But together? We might make it angry enough to make mistakes. The tracker roared and charged. Varro raised both hands, forming a shimmering blue shield. The other aliens joined, their energy merging into a glowing barrier. The tracker slammed into it, sending cracks of light across the shield. Jay worked faster. The generator screamed as power surged through ancient circuits. Another hit. The shield flickered. Jay yelled, 30 more seconds. Varro strained, sweat like liquid dripping down his silver blue skin. We cannot. Yes, you can. Jay shouted. The tracker readied another hit, this time pulling back its clawed arm, glowing with red force. Jay slammed the final wires together. The generator screamed like thunder. Get down! Jay yelled. The aliens dropped. The machine exploded in a blinding wave of white-blue energy that blasted across the chamber like a rising sun. It hit the tracker first, lifting the massive creature off its feet and slamming it into the tunnel wall. The shockwave hit the ceiling above, shaking the entire spaceport. Jay felt his ears ring, and the world spun. When the light faded, the tracker lay motionless, cracked armor, flickering red eye. Jay collapsed to one knee. I can't believe that worked. Varro rushed to him, helping him stand. Human, you risked your life to protect us. Jay smirked. Guess that makes me officially crazy. Before Varro could answer, the ground shook again. The harvester's booming voice echoed from above. Foolish creatures. You delay the inevitable. Varro looked up, fear flickering in his eyes. Jay, the harvester prepares his main cannon. One blast will destroy this spaceport. Jay wiped sweat from his forehead. Then we need to leave. Now. They moved through the side tunnels until they reached the emergency launch pad, a small hangar where one old shuttle sat waiting. It wasn't meant for long travel, but it could get them far enough from the harvester. Jay opened the panel and activated the systems. The shuttle lights flickered on. It still works, he whispered. Good old rust bucket. Varro turned to Jay. Come with us. Jay froze. Me? Leave Earth? You saved us. You changed the outcome of a war you did not know. We cannot pay for the tickets, but we can offer something greater. The surviving alien held a small glowing cube. Inside it, stars and shapes swirled like living galaxies. Varro placed it gently in Jay's hands. This is what the Harvester fears. Knowledge older than your sun. Use it to protect your world. Jay stared at the cube, feeling its warmth. But what about you? He asked. Varro smiled softly. We will lead the Harvester away. You gave us freedom. Now we give your people a future. Jay's voice cracked. You don't have to sacrifice yourselves. Varro placed a hand over Jay's heart. Because of you, our story does not end in fear. The aliens boarded their ship. Jay stepped back as the engines roared to life. The Harvester's giant ship descended fast, its cannon glowing with deadly energy. Varro looked down at Jay one last time. Goodbye, human. Remember, courage is your greatest weapon. Their ship shot upward, drawing the Harvester away from Earth. Jay watched the sky brighten with their engines, and then fade. He stood alone on the launch pad, holding the glowing cube tightly. He didn't save the galaxy. He didn't defeat the Harvester. But he made a choice. A choice that changed everything. A choice only a human could make.